Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. I'm out on my lonesome tonight, shooting our favourite rat permission. Bro's had to work unfortunately, and he couldn't make it. I'm taking the R10 out for a spin tonight. Since it's come back from the rat works, shooting better than ever. It seemed only fitting to take it out after rats. I'm launching JSB exacts in 22 caliber. Well, hopefully I will be in a minute, once I get a few to sit still. We used to sit and watch these areas. We get a far higher hit rate if we walk around and shoot off sticks. You see them starting to much about. Like I say, it hasn't long got dark. Moving around is the best way to connect with them. Using a spotter and then walking into them. Not many are offering a shot there. This one looks like it could be, and it's too quick. Whilst others aren't quick enough. That's the first of the evening. It's usually some sort of nerve activity if you hit him in the head. Very, very rare. There isn't some sort of reaction. That was a 2-2 pellet connected with a rat's head at about 15 yards, maybe 20 yards. Now they're all out, wandering around. It's a lot easier to pick them out. They think they're safe, and quite clearly they're not. Bit of helicopter tail there. I don't know what I'm doing with my magazine. Bit of a delayed reaction there. So I'm not going to give it a second shot. First one was plenty good enough. Catch this one sat out in the field. I do believe I dry fired then. This one's not hanging around. I spot them all over the place. Don't think I hit that one, to be honest. This is a superhighway. There's far too many ruts in that place. There's no doubt in that sound. It's the sound of a 2-2 pellet slamming into the top of a rat's head. Very, very hard indeed. Well, straight into the brain. It's had a few kicks about. We do wonder sometimes whether these pellets cause more electrical activity than they actually stop. Plenty of blood around the back of there as well. They bleed out pretty quickly. Another one down. We have a one-eyed rat out in the field. We see a lot of these. We also shoot a lot of them too. Rather than walk from shed to shed these days, we tend to scan the fields in front of us before we move. You're surprised what you see. You get a rat out in the open, messing about, doing something. There is feed trays out there as well, so that might have been tempting for it. We must have bumped loads of these in the past, just walking across the field without scanning. It's always good to have a look first, judge the distance, and walk in a few more paces maybe, or take the shot from where you are. Just seems to be a lone one this time. And just to prove the point, this one here was spotted from a distance, and I walked in on him. I caught him right in the side of the head there. I judged the distance rather well. He never knew I was there. Probably felt quite safe under that bit of board. Not a lot of kicking off this one. I could cut the video there. Looks for all the world like there's going to be no activity whatsoever. There's a few more leg kicks. Bit of a delayed reaction there. I'm quite happy with the shot. It's more like it. Here's one sticking his head out, bit of a tempter. I misjudge it and the lob of the pellet catches the metal. That's the beauty of the IR. Lights their little eyes up. I turn the IR control up another notch so I can see it a bit better. Quick scan about. I'm happy with the shot, and it rolls back out into view. And I start tracking it with view to a second shot. No, first shot was good by the look of it, so no need for a second. Here's another one I spotted from a distance and walked in, sat on top of some tyres. Lovely head impact there, knocked it clean off the back of the wheel, into the bushes. I just shot this one, it's not really well. I'm trying to get a second shot on him. I caught him down the side of the neck, I think. It died just behind the back of those sticks. Here's another one in the cage. Another proper kickabout. He's dead in the back of there in a hole. This big boy. Caught him sat outside. There's some wire mesh in front. Managed to get the pellet to go through it though. Good headshot there. Plenty of tail thrashing. And a nosy neighbour in the background there. Will I get a second shot or not? That's the question. Go on son, stick your head out a bit further. I know you're that nosy, you want to have a look. Don't think he's going to play ball though. Nope. That's a clever rat, that is. I spot this one up in a pile of wood. I'm too close to it and I don't realise it. I didn't give enough holdover. You can see it, the wood just under his head. You can see the pellet fly in there. And there it is, in the circle. You can see the mark quite clearly on the wood. This is in a hedge up the side of the superhighway. I hit that one in a neck stroke high body shot. And roll him down into the ditch. This is the superhighway. A straight body pass through there. Straight to the shoulder. You see it kick the dust out behind. And that one's probably kicking its last just around the side of that board. So I fish him out in a minute. The activity tends to cause a reaction off the other rats. Near this one comes, probably smell the blood and hear the noise. It's come to investigate. I turn the camera off and turn it back on and dry fire. Caught me unawares there. So now I'm going to panic now. Stick another one of my mags in. Already loaded up. As my dear old mum would have said, more haste, less speed, and she was quite right. The rat's still there though. I'm loaded up again. And catch it just over the top of the eye into the brain. And load a second shot. It's a 2-2 pellet straight to the top of the head, and still it kicks. Not far though, comes out. Lame attempt at a helicopter tail. I'm looking for a third rat, just in case, but no joy. So I go outside and greeted with this fella. Just pause long enough to get the shot off. You can walk around this place for ages and see 1 or 2 rats, then all of a sudden you're seeing rats all over the place. Just like hitting traffic lights on green. Bit of a lame helicopter tail there. Here's a couple more. Another location. Drop that one nicely. There's his friend. Oops. not staying around long. There's a nice big hole behind there. I think that one must have kicked a bit further into the shed. This is around the side of the shed. Sounded like a good impact. Sticking his head out from under a metal girder. There's another rat. I think I went over the top of that one. There's the first rat kicking back out. You can tell the shot was good. He ends up kicking a bit further down the hole and I can't retrieve him if I remember rightly. So go for another wander. Spot this fella. A little bit of holdover this time. I rightly judge the distance to be a lot closer than the zero of the rifle. It sounds like the ducks are pretty close. Hardly any movement from this one. It's a little tremor from the tail and a few little leg kicks. Now a delayed reaction. Here's another one, same area. Nice lump of lead to the side of the head. This one kicks a lot more. No suicide ducks in this area. All down the bottom of the field, fortunately. There's his mate. Let's give you an idea where he was. Last one I shot. They're running out the nettles, and I think they're safe. So I'm scanning back for a better look. I've moved on a bit. Let's spot this fella galloping around. There's a couple here. Just trying to line up on the shot. He doesn't give me a chance. This fella thinks he's safe. That's actually the bonfire where he's going to get incinerated, believe it or not. There's a bit of a thrush about. Another one bites the dust. I saw a rat move there. He disappeared now, so I scan around, scan back, and miraculously he comes out. I knock him over. Over the first set of wire, through the second set. And the shot looked good at first. Is he raising his head? Not anymore, he's not. Go for another wander. Spot this fella. There's a proper jump about that one does. I spot these fellas moving around in a group. I'm not sure if the ducks have panicked them. They all leg it. So go for another wander. Catch this one out in the open. Quite an energetic helicopter tail. I'll wind the scope back a bit to scan a bit better. I'll have to move on. Found another one in the bushes. I quickly reload. It's quite clear this one's been hit hard. And he's going nowhere. If you linger just in case. Bit of a delayed reaction there. A sign of a good headshot. This is the upturned trailer. Should have beaten down them nettles a bit more, I think. That one's had a good kick about. He's jumped off to the left there. All depends if their feet are against the ground when they have a big kick. And that was the next shot, that was, believe it or not. I was aiming at the back of the head. Missed the back of the head. Down the kick in the grass. Quite a deadly shot, a next shot. I spotted this rat from a distance and walked in on him and hit him a nice shot to the head. And his mate that's behind has a panic attack and disappears. I'm quite happy with that shot. And thrashing away with his tail there, like a crazed drummer. Quick scan about reveals his mate. There's the eye. He's hiding, feeling safe. So you give time to focus on him and line up. And he goes the same way as his friend. These are quite large rats, these ones. Not as big as the biggest we've ever had, but getting on the size of my size 8 boot. That's UK size 8 if you didn't realise. They're a bit like buses, these rats. Seen them for ages and not two come along all at once. He's laying on his back, kicking his last. Here's one in the side sheds of the superhighway. Nice high body shot there. It's difficult to get them to come to these bars. That one's dead in the back there. This fella galloping towards me. He's getting closer and closer by the second till he sits on there. Give me the tail digit by the look of it. I know the shot was good. And again, one gets caught out in the field. Almost the same place as one at the beginning of the video. I'm reloading again. Actually knew that was my last shot. My magazine's had the rat work treatment. I can see the two white dots, which means I'm on my last shot. Back then with the superhighway. Don't know what happened there. I think I hit the wire on that one. That was the last shot of the day. There's a collection of rats, all ones I could retrieve. Quite fat ones. There's one tiny one at the bottom. There's a zoom in there with the grabber I used to pick them up. So not a bad session, and the owner will be pleased. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.